Well, hello. We're gonna brew a beer. Got the strike water heating up as we speak. Got the little recirc going on the Clawhammer system. Got it dialed in at 159. Once we mash in, we want to get this down to about 153 on the actual mash temp. So we are brewing today a clone recipe, Doggystyle Classic Pale Ale. It's a beer from Flying Dog Brewery out of Frederick, Maryland. This book's a little older now. It says here in the book that Flying Dog was voted Best in Show Mid-Sized Brewing Company at the 2009 Great American Beer Festival. Flying Dog's labels all bear the motto, good people drink good beer. And it says this pale ale pours a brilliant amber with copper glints in the glass and carries a white lively head that lasts and lasts. The aroma pays homage to the citrus laden Cascade hops, a lot of them as a matter of fact. Northwest Cascade hops are the star of the palate with a long dry finish. If you love the grapefruit flavors of Cascade, we promise you will fall in love with this beer. So we're gonna give it a whirl, man. So yeah, I got 8.13 gallons of water in the mash tun, if you will. And we're gonna see how this goes. But yeah, for the grain bill, we're just using American 2-row pale and some specialty grains here. 120 Lovabond American Crystal Malt. So that's going to give it a more, definitely more of a copper tone to it for sure, because the base malt would give it kind of like a golden color. And then we're going to add in that 120 Lovabond, which is going to darken the beer a good bit, at least. I mean, 120 Lovabond's a pretty good roast. So, I'll show you. Crushed my grain already. Got it ready to go. Got a pretty good crush going on there. I actually double crushed this grain. So, yeah. Rock and roll, man. So, let's get this mash going. Alright, I haven't seen this in a while, not in many brews, but this one's interesting. Check it out on the recirc. It's a foamy, oops, it's a very foamy recirc going on in there. Sorry for the steam, but yeah. So we'll see how this turns out. Got some good color going on already on the recirc and the hose and everything, so I'll be pulling this out here soon, the grain basket, and letting it drain. I'm doing the mash out anyways right now for 10 minutes, so see you here shortly. Not bad, not bad. It's got a nice copper-ish color to it like we expected. Kind of a golden coppery color to it, so we're going to go ahead and get the grain basket raised out of this thing and get ready to go to a boil. Just going to pour back into the kettle here. This was just wort that had dripped out of my hoses and stuff. I just collected it all to keep from making a mess. Alright, here goes nothing. Really, really hot though. Let's go ahead and hoist her up. I love this compound hoist. It makes lifting these This grain, nothing at all. Super easy. Go ahead and put my J-hooks in here. There we go. So undo the hoist, lift it out of the way. Ta-da! Let's let her drain. Little tip, if you're using a brew-in-a-bag system of any sorts, electric especially, go ahead and get your kettle up to about 200 degrees. That way you don't have to wait for it to heat up for you when you're ready to actually boil. It'll already be pretty much there. So we'll go ahead and do that now. I'm going to set the temperature to 200. We'll just let it heat up. Back to you when we're at a boil. Alright, we're at a rolling boil. I'm going to add in an ounce of Northern Brewer hops here. Alright, 44 minutes till the next hop drop. Several things we could be doing right now while the boil's going. We could be sanitizing our fermenter, getting it ready to receive the wonderful, delicious wort come out of this brew session. Or you can play some Mortal Kombat on the homemade arcade system that you built for your brewery. I like that idea. Or 3, you just kind of sit around and be bored, you know, while it's going. But let's talk about the pre-boil gravity measurement. We're looking at 1046 on the pre-boil gravity. So it'll probably bump it up closer to 1050 or so. Beersmith says 1048 or so. Clone Brew says 1054, 1050, hold on. 1058, 1059. I don't think it's going to be 1058, 1059. I think it's going to be like 1052. And we'll just go with it, right? I don't even know, I don't really know how they factor it. Some of this, so I don't feel like this book's super accurate in some ways. I still want to do the Sierra Nevada Pale recipe in here just to see how it pairs, because I have had Sierra Nevada Pale and it's absolutely delicious. And so I'm definitely going to try that out in here too. But overall, the beers have been decent that come out of this so far. I mean, the Samuel Adams one in here is actually pretty close. Pretty close to the real deal, so I don't know. See you at the next hop drop.
Sub-zero. Sub-zero win. Sub-zero win. Fatality.
All right, our 15-minute to flame out edition here. Got 3/4 ounces of Centennial and half an ounce of Cascades. Just gonna drop them on in there. All right, 13 more minutes till the next hop drop. Okay, so Little funny thing is I thought this yeast here, and it's got a little swollenness to it, but I don't trust it. This is an Irish ale yeast that I've had since around 2021. Usually these you do starters with anyways. It's supposed to be kind of like its own starter because it has a nutrient pack in it that you smack, and it gets the yeasts all excited, and they kind of grow in numbers while you're waiting for your beer to be ready to pitch the yeast. I'm not going to risk it doing this because I ruined a beer before with these smack packs when they didn't swell or whatever. And I've kind of gotten away from using liquid yeasts anyways, just because I don't like the fact that as often as I brew, there's like usually a pretty good gap in time between the time that I actually can pitch these. So what I'm actually going to use is Nottingham yeast. Nottingham yeast is a fairly, like US-05. Nottingham yeast is actually a better yeast, I think, as far as flavor profiles go and everything. This will give you a little more body in the beer, I believe, and it's my yeast of choice when I have to substitute. A lot of times, unless it's like a Belgian beer, then you need to get something that's estery. But in this case, we're not looking for a lot of esters in this beer, anyways. It's a pale ale. We're looking for a lot of more like hop forward flavor in it, anyhow. So we're going with Nottingham this time, just because I don't want to risk the fermentation not kicking off in time, and I don't want any baddies to get in there. I've already been down that road, and then the last beer that took too long to kick off, it did get infected, and it tasted awful, like Band-Aids, and it created bottle bombs even when I bottled the beer and had it sitting around for a little too long before I shipped it off. The bottles actually, exploded, almost exploded. The lid shot off and hit the ceiling almost. So we're not going down that road. We're going to just play it safe and do Nottingham yeast. So we're almost done. Just about 5 more minutes in the boil before I do the next hop addition, which is just like a 2-minute addition, 1 ounce of Cascade. So almost done. All right, 1 ounce of Cascade in for a 2-minute boil. Right now I'm cycling the hot wort through the chiller just to sanitize the chiller a bit. Look at that color. Nice coppery blonde color there. I think this is going to turn out pretty good, man. Definitely looks like what they say it should. I have never even had this pale ale, so I don't even know what it's going to be like with all these hop combinations and grain bill choice. But yeah, it's going to be a little more bitter according to Beersmith for a pale ale, but we shall see. But look at that. Oh, that's nice. So time to get her chilled down. Well, here we are. Finished product. A little hazy, but hey, a little haze ain't never stopped me before. This beer is pretty young. I'd say maybe a week since it's been in a keg. But man, oh man, she looks so good. I have not dry hopped a beer in quite some time, so I'm really interested in the nose on this one. Oh man, it just smells like very citrus, very pineapple. It smells great. It smells incredibly good, guys. But this is the Doggystyle Classic Pale Ale clone out of the Clone Brews book. Let's give this a whirl, see how she goes. When I say whirl, that's kind of a throwback salute to Craig from CraigTube, who no longer seems to post videos anymore, so it's a little sad, but it is what it is, right? Cheers. And cheers, Craig. Holy smokes, that's good. It's got a really nice hop juice bite on the front end, but it doesn't linger really. It is immediately taken over by the malt profile. I'm getting a little bit of that cereal kind of taste to it. Carbonated, perfect carbonation. Lacing is incredible on it. It's just lacing up a storm on this glass. Probably because we ran out of rinse aid for our dishwasher, and yes, I do throw my barware in the dishwasher when I'm done with it. I know. If you want good lacing on your glass, you need to hand wash your dishes or hand wash your glasses. But the rinse aid is, I don't know. We use it in our dishwasher. But anyways, as you saw, we mashed it, boiled it, didn't lauter it because this is a brew in a bag kind of deal. And I even got a little bit of some Mortal Kombat rounds in while waiting for the mash to complete. So this is a fantastic beer. I could put some gelatin findings or something in the keg if I wanted to clear this thing up, but you know what? It will definitely clear up with time. It's just protein in the beer. It causes it to haze up. There's a little chill haze going on in there. But hey, doesn't matter to me. It tastes great. And some people, there's some hazy any IPAs that those are some cloudy beers, but that's their style, right? I haven't done one of those, but maybe I will. But end product, beautiful golden color, nice hop bite to it. The bitterness does kind of flow on through, but the hop flavor dissipates fairly quickly with it, and you're left with more of the malt flavor behind it. The body is pretty medium, to be honest. It's got a little body on the tongue for sure. Clocked in at 5.5% ABV. So it's fairly sessionable in my opinion. Good summer beer. And we got spring right around the corner. So it's time to uncover the pool, get that cleaned up, and get the yard in shape, and have some of these while I do that. So cheers, guys. Thank you for watching this video. And if you haven't, subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
All I want